Top 5 most vulnerable TED speakers of all time, though you won't like number 2. But looking at these 5 speakers will provide us an insight that will really help you to connect with your next audience in a far more powerful way. Number 5, Cameron Russell. Cameron reveals early in her talk that she's a model, but then she does something unexpected. She does an outfit change. But what's interesting is that as she's doing it, she narrates her apprehension about taking this risk.
If some of the women were really horrified when I came out, you don't have to tell me now, but I'll find out later on Twitter.
It's one thing to take a risk on stage. It's another thing to reveal how much tension it's causing you. Number 4, Kelly McGonagal. Kelly gives a talk on how to make stress your friend, but early on she reveals something that is probably not too easy to admit.
But I fear that something I've been teaching for the last 10 years is doing more harm than good.
Admitting one's mistakes is perhaps one of the most vulnerable things we can do, especially on stage. Number 3, Sue Klebold. Sue gives a talk on how she was the mother of one of the Columbine shooters, but it's what she admits that makes her such a vulnerable speaker.
Afterwards, people asked, "How could you not know? What kind of a mother were you?" I still ask myself those same questions.
She showed up publicly, even though she had the fear that she might be perceived as a failure as a mother. Number 2 is the one that you won't like, and the reason why you won't like it is because you probably think it belongs at number 1. Brene Brown. This is Brene's whole topic, and yet she only gets to be number 2. It's not so much what she isn't, it's what number 1 actually is. But to Brene's immense credit, she makes it very high on this list, not because her topic is on vulnerability, but because she talks about a breakdown she starts to have.
And now my mission to control and predict had turned up the answer that the way to live is with vulnerability and to stop controlling and predicting. This led to a little breakdown.
It's one thing to show up all polished and like you have all the answers. It's another thing entirely to confess that you don't. So who is the number 1 most vulnerable TED speaker of all time? Monica Lewinsky. The point of Monica's talk is to lead the fight against cyberbullying and the way that people bully others, especially in public.
Today, I want to share some of my experience with you, talk about how that experience has helped shape my cultural observations, and how I hope my past experience can lead to a change that results in less suffering for others.
But why is she number 1? Because she returned to the public eye. It doesn't even matter what her talk says. She showed up on stage even though she was eviscerated by the public years ago. Imagine that happened to you, and yet you still had the courage to show up on stage. I was that little kid in 1st grade who cried all the time, and it's taken me until middle age to start relearning how to do that. So maybe at an earlier time in my life, I wouldn't have been interested in knowing if you disagree with this list or what your thoughts are in general. But please know